Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're with the good old fash. Actually, this is the Crusader game. Now, I posted this before, but it didn't have sound, so I'm re-uploading it just to have some content, because obviously I didn't log on today on, you know, this season on, or not, you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't log on today. I haven't really logged on. I just played like a match yesterday, or a few days ago, or whenever it came out, and that's about it. But, yeah, I'm just talking over this video because there's nothing else to really do. Obviously, I didn't play the best this game, but you know it is what it is. Now, a lot of people don't know what about sub is your shadow dances. They don't like to come back frequently. So that's like one issue with shadow dance is um, it just never wants to come back. No matter how much you farm, how much combo points you spend, it's irrelevant. It's like 2 or 3 seconds per like 5 combo points. It's like ridiculously stupid. But regardless, people had a big opinion over current rogue, and it's always like this. I think all rogue players know this. Rogue is fine getting nerfed as long as everything that's broken gets nerfed. Because every time it seems rogue is the only class that ever gets nerfed. It gets butchered, matter of fact. If you, there used to be a video that if you look at, it was where quote unquote Negan, he got a bet and would he went to each class and he just kept hitting the rogue class, and that's what it feels like. They don't focus any other class unless it's a rogue. Anytime it's a rogue, they get nerfed immediately, and not just once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times in 1 month. And that's even after they're already like mid. But they don't seem to do that to warlocks. They don't seem to do that against any other like main spec, unless it's like even Rets. If you guys recall, Rets were broken, like completely and utterly broken, from like at least a month and a half before they even started. Like they nerfed it once, okay, it's still one-shotting. They nerfed its healing, then they nerfed its healing, then they nerfed their damage by like 2%. So it's like people. I think people are fine with. I'm actually fine with rogues getting nerfed as long as everything else is getting nerfed that's broken, as in hunters and stuff like that. But yeah, I have no problem with a rogue getting nerfed currently. I really don't. I mean, as long as rogue is like, as long as I can do burst damage, and it's not like I should be able to kill somebody between that 4 second range on every single CD. I think every class should be able to do it. But like, you also got to remember, a lot of these players are just they look at it this way. No matter how good you play, they're gonna look at how fast this person died, and they're gonna make their assessment off of your rating that you're playing it, or they're not gonna do any of that. They're rating it off of how fast you killed this person, and depending on how fast you killed that person is what they put their assessment over. For example, um, if I'm facing people that are at 16, 1800 and I one-shot them, in their head, Rogue is broken. Like, it's utterly broken. But, if I were to do it at a higher rating, they wouldn't see anything different. Like, you would think if you were able to do that damage at a higher rating, they wouldn't, it's still the same thing for them. It's like, oh, well, you did it at this rating, it's broken. But if you do it at a lower rating, it's still the same. Like, there's no other reaction, but it's broken. So, usually what ends up happening is the higher rating you go, the less something, like, the worse the class gets. Even if you're insane at the class, it just, the higher rating you go, when people start to figure out how to play against it, just like when Secret Tech was doing unlimited damage, unhealable damage, uh, when people started trinketing and using on Secret Tech, rogues were unplayable. But the moment that nobody used CDs, that's when it was, you know, it was god tier. But the moment somebody actually wanted to click a button, all of a sudden, that you get my point that I'm trying to make. Is people make their assessments over people that are, that aren't playing how they're supposed to be playing. So that's most of my videos too, because obviously I don't play versus the highest rated players. I haven't done it in a like since season 1, and even then, I didn't do it. I just did assassination. Personally, I think I still don't really enjoy pushing. Now, if you guys recalled, um, last season's, or actually technically to be this season, the MMR system was, what's the word here? Garbanzo. So I decided just to not push. I think it was irrelevant and boring. So I just didn't push. I queued up to like 2200. I pushed a few alts to 2400, but and then I also queue AM, which is a big problem. Which is all on me obviously, but like I said, there's a big difference between queuing prime time and queuing a time to where it's nobody's queuing, and it's kind of screwed me over. Um, as you can see though, if you were queuing during the during the rework, the queues are actually pretty fast. If you queue solo shuffle for fun right now, the queues are like 12 minutes long, like compared to like 25 to 40 minutes. Like I can get a 2300 queue in like minimum of 15 minutes, which would never be possible. And that's at AM, so I could assume during PM the queues are actually really good. Like they're probably like 5 minutes pop. So you get to kind of see the difference in between, how it was and because more people are getting on, they're checking out all the stuff. Even though I actually haven't even seen another sub rogue, I've seen assassination, and it looks like assassinations aren't doing that bad. I think it's all based off that new purple ability though. Like without it, it's like I honestly think if they nerfed the one ability, sub rogue would kind of be just back to being mid. Like I think that's what they would. If you were gonna nerf sub rogue, that's how you'd have to do it to where it's still playable, but you're not getting that like insane amount of burst damage. Because really, that's the only thing that's carrying is that one ability. That random, it can either crit it can either crit from like 100 to 50%. It just depends on what class you're facing. If you're facing something that's glassy, it hits really hard. Like it's definitely your main CD. Like it can hit for like 200k like max, which is a really good hit. That's like an aim shot, but it's like instant. But yeah, I think if they were gonna nerf something, it would need to be that purple ability, and then after that, it would be. Honestly, I would think it'd be fine. I mean, you still have to give a class some type of burst damage, and it would just be perfect. You wouldn't be dying in that quick of a like. It would definitely not even be close. I mean, the only thing that people are dying to is that purple ability, because you'll get that purple ability alone. It's like a purple dagger. I don't know what it's called. It'll get you down from like 100 to 50, depending on how hard it hits. Now, if you use CDs on blades and you use like a wall or something, it's not gonna do much. But if you don't use CDs and you try holding, you'll get you'll get blown up. Which honestly, like I said, I still think it should be like that. If you don't use CDs, I still think you deserve to die in 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. Every class should be able to do that. If they're clicking all their offensive CDs and you're just, you're trying to hold your CDs, that's just like I don't know. To me, that just feels dumb. I feel like underestimating your teammates' ability, like all their CDs, is like it's just a bad play, and that just it shouldn't be like that. Regardless of what classes, whether it's a demo lock, if you're not using CDs on all their offensive CDs, you deserve to die. But it's whatever. But yeah, I'm fine if Sub Rogue gets nerfed. I just want other classes to get nerfed with it. I don't want it to be the situation where everything's getting buffed and then Sub Rogue or all Rogue is just getting butchered the entire, month. Because that's usually what happens. It's very rare that another class gets nerfed, like during that month. It's usually just Rogue, because they don't know how to balance Sub Rogue out. Because I mean, obviously it's Blizzard. You can't really expect a multi-billion-dollar company to actually, pay people, to balance the game out, I guess. But pretty much that's it do it is what it is. But I probably will end up pushing Glad this season for content, so I have something to do. I actually ended up smoke bombing to defensively to try to live. I ended up getting his tree anklet. I think I ended up kicking. Yeah, precog. But yeah, I am glad the season's over. I was tired of this season. I'm actually just ready to gear, and honestly, if it's like the same, I'll just sell carries, and that'll be our content, which I think everyone enjoys. My rogue content is like my peak content, but like solo shuffle wise, it's definitely brutal. Yeah, definitely brutal. But let's see. Trying to think of what to say next, because I read a lot of comments on that on my new video, and yeah, I mean a lot of them, a lot of people just don't understand that if you don't use CDs on your, you just got to use CDs. That's what I honestly think. I think it's the same thing. If an Hunter or any other class in the game uses all their bursts and you don't use CDs on it, I think you still deserve to die in 3 to 4 seconds. I would I don't know why that doesn't make sense for people, but I can also see the argument of, tuning it down to where it's like, you know, like I said, I'm fine with them tuning it, but I'm also not fine with them just tuning Rogue and then letting everything else just be broken. If you're gonna let every class be broken, then let every class be broken. Because several classes are overtuned right now. Like a lot of like actually most of the classes right now that have a spec, like that are like most people have a spec that's broken other than like boomies and stuff. Like casting wise, I think casters are actually not the best, other than like Hunter obviously. But like, there's so many double melee that a caster won't stand a chance versus a double melee in any life, unless it's like threes. If it's threes, it's different. But like, solo shuffle wise, I'm telling you, as a caster, like it is really rough. Like you need those caster lobbies to even stand a chance versus man. They just do too much damage. Like the amount of pressure that they have constantly, is so ridiculous that it's like, what are you supposed to do? No matter how good you are kiting, it's like by the time they catch you for a millisecond, you not only is their MS insanely strong, but obviously, it all comes together and it's like, I think it's rough. It's definitely rough to play a caster. Like defensively wise, obviously offensively it doesn't take much skill. Like for example, Elisham, when you just sit there and click two buttons, and then like Destro Luck is not overall hard. It's just the fact that it's hard. You have to have a really good healer, and then on top of that, you have to have a caster in that lobby in order to gain. Unless you get extremely lucky, there's nothing more to it. It's very, very difficult to win versus a double melee lobby, especially if you're not, especially when you're facing or when you have teammates that are like 18 to 2K when you're playing at like 2200 plus. Yeah, it's definitely difficult, but you know, it do be like that. Mm, cheap shot, very nice. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad this season one's over. Because it has definitely been a rough season, especially for me. I've yet to, I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I mean, I think I mean, I've kind of it's been. I mean, the reason I actually, I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but I at to the point, it was better than a normal season. Like it was better than like Shadowlands season 3 and season 4. Like obviously, season 1 of Dragonflight was actually really fun for solo shuffle, just because it was kind of easy to push and it was actually fun. Like you didn't feel like you were getting, like if you got one bad lobby, you instantly just lost all your rating and hours upon hours of just losing everything you gained. I think that's like the main annoying thing for me is no matter how you just had to play an extreme amount of playtime just to be able to do anything, and I think that's just, I don't know, for my perspective, it's really tough. But yeah, we'll see what this season's like, and we'll go from there. I mean, that's all we can do. But yeah, I was just making this video to pretty much, I didn't really have any content. Obviously, I haven't logged on. I just ended up, I didn't have, any sound in the video, so I ended up just keeping it in my folder. So, I'm just voicing over it again. And yeah, this is Crusader. Obviously, I definitely didn't play the best in this one. A lot of these games that you guys watch are like, they're all first games pretty much. Like, they're not warm-up games. And that's obviously because I don't play a bunch. I definitely play like the bare minimum, probably like 1 or 2 hours a day or a night technically because I get on aim 'em. But regardless, you know, I did. what I don't know what the word is. I really don't know what I'm looking for here. Because I know a lot of you guys don't like when I talk. You know, it's like it's the copium for you guys. Like a lot of people, the only reason they don't like me, you know, talking smack about WoW is because they're like, a lot of people still have faith in WoW. That's the problem. Like people still think, like they still think if Blizzard makes something, they'll make it good. Just like what they released at BlizzCon, like the Classic Plus and the Classic WoW, where you can have like any class abilities or whatever at like level 25. People are forgetting, like, I don't know, it's like they forgot who's making it. It's not like it's a different company making it, it's Blizzard. So it's like I don't really know what people expect because it's Blizzard, you know, making it. It's not like it's if it was a different company, you could like be like, okay, well, we haven't seen this before. But we've been saying this since BFA, literally. The same stuff every time. This time it'll be different. This time it'll be different, and it's never different. And that's just like a simple, like it's a fact. It's very, very rarely, you know, different. But I mean, I still obviously don't have faith in this season. But as long as it's like I said, all they would have to do is fix solo shelf MMR to where, like, obviously I don't think arenas will ever get fixed. Like, it'll be like one season in the next like 7 years that I think that'll be actually just like Shadowing. Like I say this every time, Shadowing season 1 and season 2 of arena is how it should be. And then and on Dragonflight season 1, just put 3 threes like plus 10 points, and then just have fat MMR gains. And I think it's perfectly fine. But like I said, they're not gonna. I just they know what I guarantee they know how to make the game good. They just it's like it's more cheap for them to just keep it as it is, and we'll pay for it regardless. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I obviously know you guys want to see the rework rogue or rogue, so we'll get to that. I'll probably start playing that tomorrow, and we'll start launching out some videos. But we'll maybe get a guide out this week. We'll see. I think that's what you guys really want. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Smash the like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.